Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Hang Out with Maria. I'm Maria Kritikos, your host. I'm also the founder of the Ladies Who Lunch Network that we affectionately like to call LWL, which of course stands for Ladies Who Lunch, but more importantly, the acronym stands for Living a Life Without Limits, and that is really the motto of the network. So today we're going to talk about goal setting, which is one of my favorite things in the world to do. It is so important, and so many people don't do it, and they wonder why they're not living the life of their dreams. Goal setting is very, very important. It's actually crucial to your success. But before we go into goal setting, I just want to tell you a little bit about the Ladies Who Lunch Network. For those of you that don't know what it is, it's essentially a global community of female entrepreneurs living their dream and helping others do the same. We have live events, and we also have an online platform where we connect, support, and learn from each other. For more information, you can visit www.lwlnetwork.com. So today we're going to be talking about goal setting, and we're going to be talking about the 12 steps that you need to take to be able to set goals correctly. And if you want to have a pen and a notebook, that would be a good idea, because I talk a lot and there's a lot of steps here. So there is a right and a wrong way to set goals. I would say off the bat, people don't write their goals down, which is awful. I think it's only like 3% of the population that actually write goals down. But let's get started. So here are my 12 steps to setting goals in the right way and then being able to achieve them. So number one, let's start with, what is it that you really want? Let's start there, because a lot of people have no clue, or they might have a clue and they're wishy-washy and their intention is not very clear, and then they wonder why they don't have what it is they're asking for. Because I always say vague intentions will give you vague results. If you're not clear with the universe can't give you what you want. I like the analogy where, imagine if you're calling up a pizza place and they say, what would you like? And then you're like, well, I think I want a pepperoni. Okay. No, actually, no, maybe ham and pineapple. Better yet, make it a vegetarian. Well, actually, so that can be very frustrating for the other person on the line, right? So think of the universe as always responding yes. But number one, get really clear on what it is that you want. That is really the first step, getting clear on what you want. And not what you think other people want, not what you think is going to make you money, but what is it really that your heart desires. And I always, when I coach with people, I always ask them this question. If every job paid $1 million, that was your salary, it was $1 million, what would you do? What would you do? Or another way I like to say it is, if you could only accomplish one goal, what would it be? So number one, get really clear on what it is that you want. Number two is believe that your goal is achievable. And this is where a lot of us get stuck, because we set a goal and then our mind is telling us, yeah, right. Do you really think you can achieve that? Like, you're not smart enough. You're not good enough. You don't have the resources. You don't have the money, whatever the case may be. So step number two is to have faith and believe that you can achieve your goal, because believing is 50% of the battle. Actually, I think it's more than 50% of the battle. So having faith and believing that you can achieve your goal. Number three is write your goal down. And this is very, very important. Everyone who succeeds, every successful person writes their goals down. Whether you use like a notebook, I have my spiral notebook here. And this is something that I'm doing currently with the Ladies Who Lunch Network. We're doing the 21-day mental challenge by Brian Tracy. And basically what that is we take a spiral notebook, and every day we write our goals fresh. So I usually write about 10 goals a day. Not sure if you can see that. There you go. About 10 goals a day, and currently I'm on day 13. And we do this for 21 days. We don't look back at the goals the day before. We write fresh every single day. And there's a reason for this. And I promise you that after 21 days, your life will change. Your life will transform. But you got to do it for 21 days. So step number three is write your goals down, whether it's in a spiral notebook, whether it's on little cue cards like I do here, a piece of paper, a vision book. When I first started the Ladies Who Lunch Network, this is so awesome. I bought this huge book. It's like a scrapbook. And look at the first page. I want to show you the first page because I want to show you how important it is to actually write your goals down. Okay. This picture here, you can see that, right? I cut that out of a magazine. And at the top here, it says, the date is March 1st, 2013. And it says, this is my vision for my first Ladies Who Lunch event. And I cut this picture out. And if you go to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/lunch with Maria, you will see our first event, which was June the 8th of 2013, exactly a few months after this was done. It looks eerily similar to this. Take a peek and tell me what you think. It's absolutely amazing. At the time when I did this, I had no idea where the event was going to be. I didn't know who was going to be there. I didn't know what the venue was going to be, but the coach that I was working with said, Maria, I want you to envision it, and I want you to cut it out, and I want you to put it somewhere where you can see it every day. So, and I got a lot of other stuff in here, which I will show you another time, but this is my vision book. I call this my vision book. I also have a vision board, but I really enjoy my vision book. So number 3, write it down. Number 4, determine your starting point. And this is very important because, as Jack Canfield says, you can't get from here to there unless you know where here and there is, right? So determine where you want to go. Determine where you are and the steps that you will need to get there, right? So someone is late on the blab and they say, sorry, I joined a little late. What is Ladies Who Lunch? Ladies Who Lunch is a global community of women in business, fashion, and philanthropy, living their dream and making a difference in the world. And today we're talking about goal setting. So number 4 is determine your starting point. Number 5, and this is very important, determine your why it is that you want to achieve this goal. And the more reasons that you have, the more attainable your goal will be, right? The more reasons you have, the more intense your desire, the more attainable your goal will be. So if you only have like 1 or 2 reasons, and they're kind of wishy-washy, not very strong, your goal will be far away, I promise you. But if your reasons and your why is very, very strong, it will fuel your desire to keep going. And an amazing video that I always love to recommend is Simon Sinek, Sinek, and you can watch it on YouTube. He talks about your why and why that is so important. So make sure that you know what your why is. Make sure you know the real reason that you're doing what you're doing. It's very, very important. Nothing will stand in your way once you are very clear about that. Number 6 is set a deadline. And this is very important because when we talk about goal setting, I always like to say by when. Because if we don't give something a definitive, you can use both words. If you don't give something a deadline, then it's not real. It doesn't become real. So I remember when I was first thinking about like hosting the first Ladies Who Lunch event, and my coach would say, well, we need to set a date. And I'd be so scared because when you set a date, it makes it real, you know? It makes it real. So setting a date is very important. And it doesn't matter if you like miss it, miss that date. The important thing is that you've set a date and that you're working towards it. That's the really important, the really important thing. So number 7 is identify the obstacles that are in your way. So why haven't you achieved your goal? Make a list of the things that you believe that are stopping you from achieving your goal. So, for example, it could be that I don't have the right virtual assistant. I don't have the right marketing coach. I don't have the website. I don't have this. Whatever it is that you think, do a brain dump, write it down, and tell me what you think your biggest obstacle is for achieving your goal. What's holding you back? Once we identify that reason, we can easily change it. And 80% of the reasons you are not attaining your goals are internal. And I know you might think, no, it's not, Maria. It's because I don't have the resources. It's because I don't have the money. It's because I don't have the time, or whatever it is that you think is holding you back. But I promise you, 80% of it is mental. It's internal. It's all up here. And in my course, Idea to Reality, we talk about having a successful mindset and the importance of one. So 80% is internal, and really only 20% is external. I love this quote. It says, average people blame their failures on circumstances, right? So they blame the economy, or they blame their partners, or they blame, how they grew up, or the schools that they didn't attend, or the degrees they didn't get, or whatever the case may be. But successful people always ask, okay, what is it that's holding me back, and how can I move around that? How can I find the solution to this problem? Successful people are very solution oriented. So one of my favorite expressions is, I always ask how I can make something happen. I don't focus on all the reasons that I can't make something happen, right? So focus on why, focus on the how, don't focus on the why you can't do things, why, so many people tell me all the reasons they're not living their dream, because of this and because of that and because of that. But they never try to focus on, well, what is a possible solution? How can we get around that? Successful people are creative. Number 8 is determine the additional knowledge and skills that you will need to achieve your goal. So I did a course called Landmark Education a while ago. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it. And they always taught us to change this one word up. So they'd say, how come you're not living your dream? Or I'll give you the example of my sister, Joanna. Hi, Joanna, if you're listening. So she wanted to get a job, but she didn't have the necessary skills, right? So the instructor said to her, okay, what's the problem? And Joanna said, well, I'd like to get this job, but I don't have these skills. So the instructor said, take out the word but and replace it with and. Now say the sentence. So Joanna said, well, I'd like to get this job, and I don't have the necessary skills. You see how different that sounds? Okay, so and you don't have the necessary skills. So what are you going to do about that? Well, I'm going to go and read a book about it, or I'm going to go and visit some people that have knowledge about this topic, and I'm going to do the research, and. So your mindset changes when you change that word. So this is also very important. To achieve something you've never done before, you've never achieved before, you have to do something you've never done before. Nothing happens in your comfort zone. You need to get uncomfortable when you're learning things. That is growth. That's what growth means. So you will have to become someone that you've never become before. That's how we get to the next level, right? You have to acquire skills. You have to acquire knowledge that you will need to help you move forward with your goals and dreams. And oftentimes, that's hard. Learning something new is not easy. It's frustrating, and a lot of times you want to give up, but it is essential for your growth. So just take baby steps. So what is it? What is that one skill? What is that one thing that if you learned it, it would help you get closer to your goal? And then take the necessary steps to learn that skill. Number 9 is determine the people whose help that you will need, because you can't do it alone, and you shouldn't do it alone. And a lot of us as type A entrepreneurs, we want to do everything on our own, but this is really not the way to do it. And so determine the people and the team or the mastermind partner or your accountability partner that you will need to execute your goal. And in the LWL network, we have what's called the Accountability Partner Program, APP. And this is where we partner you up with someone in the network that is going to help keep you accountable. So that's another benefit of the network, lwlnetwork.com. If you'd like an invitation, please visit invitefrommaria.com. So number 10 is make a plan, put it all together, make a plan, and then take that plan and break it up into smaller steps. Because in the beginning, it's going to feel obviously very overwhelming. A lot of people quit their goals because they can't see the how. Like, they don't know how something is going to materialize or how it's going to turn out. But I'll be honest with you, none of us do. When we have such a big goal, we don't know what that end result is going to look like. We don't know how we're going to get there. But the most important thing is to keep taking the necessary steps, baby steps, one step at a time. And then the next thing will be revealed to you, and the next step will be revealed to you. So, number 10, make a plan. And a coach can help you do that and can help keep you accountable. For those of you that are interested, I do have a couple of coaching spots left. And if you'd like to jump on the phone to see how I can help you achieve your goals and hold you accountable, please visit coachwithmaria.com, coachwithmaria.com. Step number 11 is actually visualize your goal. And visualization is key because it ingrains into the subconscious mind your goal. And once your goal is in the subconscious mind, whatever the subconscious mind holds to be true, it makes reality. This is very, very important. So every day, close your eyes, even if it's just for 5 minutes, and really visualize what you want your goal to be. What does it feel like? Where are you? Who are you with? How do you feel? And the more feeling that you can put into this visualization, the easier and the faster your goal will be magnetized to you. And finally, step number 11 is to never give up. And in other words, to keep going, be persistent, and be determined until you finally reach your goal. The number one trait of successful people is that they don't give up. They keep going. If there's an obstacle, not if there's an obstacle, when there is an obstacle, because there will be obstacles, and I promise you, you will feel like giving up. But the most important thing is to move around that obstacle, to jump over it, to go under it, to go through it, whatever you need to do to keep going. Perseverance and persistence, fueled by passion, is really the key to success. So another thing is successful people make decisions quickly. And I don't mean impetuously or flippantly, but I mean when there's a decision to be made, they make it quickly and then they move forward. They don't dilly-dally, right? So those are my 12 steps to goal setting. I trust that you have enjoyed them. And I want to talk a little bit about Coffee with Maria. If you are in Vancouver, we do a monthly live coffee meeting. The details are at coffeewithmaria.com, coffeewithmaria.com. We will also be hosting a virtual Coffee with Maria for those members of the network that are not in Vancouver. And for those of you that would like to coach with me, I have a few spots left. You can visit www.coachwithmaria.com. If you are interested in being a part of the network, we are calling out for LWL ambassadors in different cities, and we are very excited to be able to expand the live events into the different cities. Currently, we have just over 170 members in the network from different parts of the world, and for those of you that are interested, please send an email to info@ladieswholunchnetwork.com. So today we talked about goal setting, and I trust that you enjoyed it. If any of you are interested in being a part of the LWL network, please visit lwlnetwork.com and pick up your exclusive invitation at invitefrommaria.com. What are some of the benefits of membership, and why would you want to be a part of LWL? Well, I tell you, I absolutely love every single member in the network, and it's absolutely amazing to see my dream and my vision actually materialize and be a reality. There's so many amazing collaborations that have happened in the network, friendships, partnerships, affiliate partnerships. It's just been amazing. We have an online directory for our members. We have an exclusive Facebook group. We have monthly She's in Biz trainings in different areas of business to help move your business forward. We have Coffee with Maria that happens every month. And we also have an opportunity for our members to be in the member spotlight. And again, we have our LWL Accountability Program, our APP. So ladies, it has been a pleasure. And remember, keep dreaming and keep dreaming with your eyes wide open. See you soon. Bye for now.